Hey everybody, welcome back for another episode of
Dynasty Queens.
I am your girl NiaJ with my beautiful co-host
Pamela Nicole. What's up, y'all?
You guys, we have a very special guest in the building. We have a radio legend, Miss Roxy Romeo.
Oh, yes. Welcome.
Thank you, ladies. The swag. Okay, let's see those Gucci glasses and the earrings.
Yeah. Get a close up with the earrings, okay?
And what does your shirt say?
What does it say?
Match energy.
Yes.
I love that. Alignment.
Yes, I
It's
was
mirror what you give me.
I would mirror.
Alignment, right?
Yes.
I'm match energy too, baby. Right. And it's some fly energy coming this way.
That part.
Thank you.
That part.
So, Roxy, I have to ask. So you started off in Miami, right? You were doing like morning radio.
I didn't start off doing morning radio, but I did start off in Miami.
Uh-huh.
Got you. So from those grassroots, like early in the day, what is it that you still have now that you've brought with you this far in your career?
Oh my gosh. I want to say, I honestly believe it's humbleness.
Okay.
I don't think that I'm too big to meet somebody, to do certain things, because I always feel like there's always something positive that can come out of it.
Right.
I definitely think from that is also hard work, because when I first started in Miami, I didn't start on the radio. I started as a part-time promotions assistant.
Oh, okay.
So I was putting up tents at promotions. I was, I wasn't on the radio at all. So I had to work my way onto being on the radio on, the shifts that nobody wanted to now being on where I am.
Gotcha. I love that.
You have such a big personality. So like starting in promotions and everything, were you able to just kind of network and get up to the top where you are now?
Because I was obviously in the radio business at that time, I was in the right building, and I just had to keep doing what's called air checks, where it's like 2 or 3 minutes of like what I would sound like if I was on the radio, and I kept submitting those to the program directors because I wanted to be on. And so I would just submit that. I'd sit down, they'd give me their critique, do this, do that, work on this, work on that. And I just have to keep doing it over and over and over and over again until finally one of them was like, okay, I'm gonna give you a chance.
Hey, I love it.
I like that. She didn't give up. She's like, look, y'all gonna notice me. I serve my time, okay? And that brings me to my next question for you. So we know that radio is like ever evolving, and it's a career that has a lot of longevity. I know there's some jockeys have been on for 40, 50 years at this point. Like Dick Clark ran until he was, in his grave. Tom Joyner, a lot of the greats, Wendy Williams, are staples, right?
Exactly.
They're icons. So what have you done over the year to kind of like pivot and, advance with the times and stay relevant and,
So I think back in the day in radio, you did one station. That's it, right? And with technology now, you are capable of doing more than one station, and you don't need to be in that city.
Right.
I think when I got into radio, like on the radio itself, I think that's when that transition started happening to where they introduced voice tracking.
Okay.
Which is you pre-recording your breaks, so you do not have to be live. And then the capability came about where you could be in Miami and track to another city, And so I think that is the one thing that happened. I didn't limit myself to just the city that I'm in.
Right.
So I started emailing all the bosses, all the program directors. Listen, I want to get on. Like, if you have weekend shifts, if you have this, if you have that, I'm open.
Yeah.
And so I started tracking different cities.
Right.
And that list kind of just started growing to where I started tracking more and more cities. And now we have syndication, right? Where you can be in 50 markets, but only do one show. Right. And so I'm also a syndicated talent for multiple formats. Yeah. So, okay, I'm going to take some now.
Okay, cool. That's fine. We still know we're quite good, though.
But yeah, so I'm also syndicated. So, one show in multiple cities. Yeah. So my resume has just been growing in regards to how many shows that I do. And then, of course, now you have social media.
Right.
So you include social media in that, and post. And again, it's the same thing with social media. Just because you're not in that city doesn't mean that you can't post about that city.
Exactly.
That's very true. Now she's hungry. Like all I hear, I'm hungry. Let me apply here. Let me go here. Hungry. Now throughout your career, now this can be from the beginning of your career. This can be, like recently. Who is so influential to you in your career, or has been influential to you in your career?
So I feel like this is a really cliche answer.
Okay.
But definitely Angie Martinez. Angie, I think, is like the epitome of what a lot of females in radio strive to be, because she is on the radio, but she turned it into this monster of a career. You know, it's not just radio, she's brought TV into it, and she has created these like incredible relationships with all of these artists and all these celebrities, to where they're all friends and they trust her, you know.
Very true.
And so if they sit down with me, they're not going to open up to me the way they open up to Angie. You know what I mean? So she's just created this incredible lane for herself. And like, a funny little story, when earlier in my career, right, when I got my very first like full-time shift, it was a small station in Waco, Texas. I was in Miami, but it was a small station in Waco, Texas. I was doing middays. And my program director at that time always told me, Roxy, stop trying to sound like Angie. You're Roxy. You need to sound like yourself. And I didn't realize like she was such an influence on me that I was trying to sound like her. Thankfully,
That's interesting.
It is.
Right. Yeah, very interesting. So we know that you're heard in like over 60, syndicated markets, right? So, and you have like a thing where you connect with your listener. They're all your besties.
I try.
You try to make it your besties. So what are some things you've done to build that interpersonal relationship? I know you said Angie Martinez was one of your influences, but what does Roxy do to, make that mark with her customer, with her listener?
I mean, so I don't ignore anybody, first of all. If I'm in the studio and phone calls come in, I'm picking up the phone, every single phone call that comes in.
Right.
If I am out in the streets and people come up to me, I will gladly have the longest conversation if they want me to.
Yeah.
And I've actually created friendships out of people DMing me.
Oh, wow.
I don't ignore my DMs. If people comment, I comment back. People DM me, I DM back. And it's just become a thing where it's like, I am not a diva. Like, I'm so far from a diva. Like, I'm the easiest person to talk to. I'm like the most down-to-earth person. And I think that is sometimes a misconception when it comes to women in media. Like because you're on the radio, because you're on TV, because you're podcasting, because you're this, like, people have this like idea that, they're not approachable all the time, right?
Yeah.
But I'm like so far from that. So, and I hope people know that, and I try to give that off, like,
just be relatable.
Come talk to me. Like, it's all good. I'm me, I'm you, you're me.
Exactly. Now, having those interpersonal relationships with people, what is one of the funniest stories that you can tell us about just a conversation you've had with someone that's called in? I know you find out a lot.
No, I'm like even trying to think.
Outrageous.
Yeah. Funny, outrageous, just over the top.
This is not... This is actually a scary situation.
Oh, no.
So when I was living in Miami, there was a guy that would call in and, we'd have these conversations, but then it started getting weird. Right. And he didn't live in Miami. He lived in Georgia. I think it was Georgia.
How long ago was this?
Years. This was years ago.
Yeah.
But like he always seemed like a nice guy, but then the conversations just started getting weird. And I was like, okay, you know what? I want to like cut this off. And so if I knew it was him calling, I wouldn't pick up the phone.
Oh my God.
And then he started emailing me.
Oh, here we go.
And it just got very stalkerish to the point that he started telling me, that he's coming to Miami and he's going to come see me. He's going to see me at the radio station. He's booking a ticket now. And I'm like, oh no.
Right.
So, I mean, at that point, and like, I just thought that if I ignored him, he would just go away. That was just not the case. It just got very, very stalkerish to the point that we had to get the police involved. And they had to actually like email him and say, like, if you don't stop, like this could end up being a charge.
Oh my God.
He stopped after that.
Good.
That's wild.
That is wild.
That's something you really don't think about. It's like, because y'all are in a vulnerable position, really being in the radio. They know your location.
Yeah. And they know your time frame.
They know your time slot when you're going to be there. So that's a whole nother monster. What about the most like outrageous phone call? Because I know a lot of people have segments where, confess it all, or
Right.
did you ever have like a segment you did on one of your shows and you had like a really interesting person that stood out to you?
My gosh, there's so many.
Just somebody that comes to mind. There's always
There's so many. I mean, we had like on the radio, we've had like so many conversations about, I think, certain things that not every city could talk about. You know what I mean? Because I think depending on the city that you're in, certain things will be acceptable and certain things won't be acceptable. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
In Philly, things are a little looser. You know what I mean? So we've had conversations about, you know, if size is important.
Of course,
You know, and we've had people like that particular conversation alone. We had women call in talking about the fact that yes, size is important. And oh my God, this one woman was like, she is dating this guy. She really, really likes him. And that's the reason that she stuck around as long as she has, because he's such a nice guy, but he's so small.
Oh.
I mean, and she said her name on the radio. She did not say her man's name. So I'm like, I hope nobody knows it's him. But I mean, she put out there that he's like 2 inches. I'm like, oh my God, this poor man. You even said that his size. Like,
inches to the inches.
Yeah. So, I mean, we've had the craziest conversation, but yeah.
Now, could you imagine in like present day, it's just so the mystery behind the person on the phone is even more intriguing and even funnier. Could you imagine on a podcast?
I know.
You just
Crank callers.
call right. But you have the people and it's like, do you even see them? I don't think it would hit the same. Definitely wouldn't hit the same. Like, feel like they're out judging you.
Exactly. That's the thing too. They can hide behind the phone.
Yes.
You know what I mean? They know it's radio. So
Exactly.
interesting.
That is.
So Roxy, you've been in the game for a while, long time. You've interviewed some people, right? You don't have to say any names. Who is a really difficult, like, high profile person that you've had, you know, sit before you that you had to interview and they just were not your cup of tea? You can give us hints. You don't have to give a name.
The thing is that nobody was ever like super difficult.
Okay.
I just think that there are certain artists that are not good interviews.
Okay.
And it's because like there's an art to interviewing.
Yeah.
You know, like when I ask you a question, I want you to answer me.
Right.
And I want you to answer me in sentences. Like give me something.
Right.
But there's a lot of artists that it's
Just
like,
one word or
and I'm like, what am I supposed to do with that?
Yeah.
And that is multiple people.
yeah. Oh, you
And so it's like, I'm a talker.
Right.
And so if you give me something,
Right.
this conversation will keep going.
Oh, absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But when I have somebody who gives me nothing, I'm like 5 minutes. I'm like, okay, bye.
Just giving you nothing.
So I'm going to be honest with you. It's a lot of the younger artists.
I was
that
going to
makes
say,
sense.
it's
A lot of the younger artists, and especially with labels today, they don't do like artist development anymore, like how they used to do back in the day.
Yeah.
So a lot of the artists, it's multiple things with the younger artists. Number one, it's they're not developed. They don't have that interview skill yet.
Yeah.
Right.
And then it's also because of the ease, I think, in present day, how they can hit.
Yeah.
Right.
Like back in the day, artists had to work.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? To make it. And now artists today, SoundCloud, you know,
TikTok.
Right. Exactly. So because it's so easy for them to hit,
Yeah.
I think that they get this ego way faster
Too soon.
than they should.
Yeah.
And so they also kind of feel like, I'm better than you. I'm above you. I don't need to talk to you if I don't want to.
And, you know, that kind of gives me that that kind of feeling of, you know, keyboard warriors, if you will. Like you have people that don't like stay stuff on like people's posts and stuff. Because you notice like with athletes, they're very poised. They are in an interview and they answer every single thing, A, B, C, X, Y, Z, even on the radio. So do you feel like it's just based on like just the music industry that they're just not as versed as versus like an athlete?
So I don't interview a lot of athletes, to be honest. Most people that I interview are either artists, comedians,
Like the actor spectrum or something like that.
yeah, and then like community
Gotcha.
type people.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, artists.
Yeah.
Because I don't even the like actors and stuff that I've interviewed, they still give me more.
Oh yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
and maybe that's because they talk, they have to speak. I have to
Mhm.
speak.
That's part of their dialogue.
Real is, but
Yeah.
yeah, it seems to be artists more than anything else.
Got you.
God.
Have you had like a really profound interview with somebody where it brought you to tears? Like you were emotionally moved by that conversation and it impacted you and left you with something?
So I've never cried
Okay.
in an interview, but I will say I did have the absolute honor of interviewing Mary J. Blige.
Okay.
Virtually. I wish it was in she was in person, but virtually. But I will say that she was probably the person. You know, she talked, and Mary doesn't always talk a lot. You know what I mean? Like she's not always the most open person, but since she's like entered this new season of her life, she's been a little more forthcoming and kind of owned her past. And so she talked, you know, about the space she was in, like back in the day, and how dark it was, and you know how far she's come, and the fact that she loves herself now, you know, and that she didn't love herself before. And I thought that that was like really deep, and the fact that she admitted that, and I was like, wow.
The fans appreciate that too. You know, the authenticity of it all.
Because she's been through some stuff.
Oh, she definitely has. And her music used to really showcase it too. Like all them crying and not gonna cry no more and just rasping the voice. So no cry. But it was great music. So
Absolutely.
wow, you're able to pull that out of her. That's a talent, man.
That is a talent.
It is. I have to also ask, since you've been in the game for so long, the dynamic with the male versus female, have you, what do you experience? Like, give the viewers a real visualization of what you've gone through, good, bad, or indifferent with men in the industry. In your space.
So so there's so many angles that depending on what we're talking about, right? So
it could be all of them.
Right. So it is a male-dominated industry,
Right.
And I think it's 100% correct when you hear people say that, you know, women have to work twice as hard to get half the respect as men.
Okay.
I 100% believe that is true, because I do feel like that's the case for me. I have definitely been in rooms where I feel ignored.
Okay.
Because I'm the woman.
Yeah.
And I have to be louder. Because I'm like, don't ignore me, I'm here.
Right.
But then, you know, you get the rap like, oh, she's loud. You know what I mean? So it's sometimes it feels like it's a lose-lose situation, right?
Yeah.
I do there's so many angles to this. I work extremely hard, and so I don't think that every male person in the industry is like this where they favor men over women, but I do think that the majority do. I think that men are just looked at in this industry as more capable than women are. And I definitely think that they're looked at that way when women have kids.
Okay.
And I'm a mom, right? And so I feel that, and I've seen this not just with me, right? And not just in this industry, but I just feel like women overall, a lot of times after they become a mom, they're looked at as less valuable, whereas men are not looked at that way.
Yeah.
And they could have 50 million children all over the world,
Right.
Rolling Stones.
Right. And so it is a very frustrating thing.
Okay.
And then, of course, you know, there's also the angle of
Let's get to it. You already know.
the angle of, you know, the whole like sleeping with together.
Yeah.
So I've never done it.
Okay.
Like probably why I'm not a boss right now. Probably why I'm not running a radio station. I've never done it, but have I been hit on? Yes, absolutely. And I just brushed it off and laughed it off. And
Yeah. How do you stand 10 toes in that, like being in that environment? Because I know you said you have to be louder and you have to feel like, you know, prove yourself in the room. How does Roxy stand 10 toes in that?
I mean, I am loud, you know what I mean? And I'm very opinionated. Then I try really, really hard to be politically correct.
Okay.
You know what I mean? When it comes to certain situations. Depending on what the situation is, right? So like if I'm in a room and maybe some people are friends of mine, you know what I mean? And there's other people that are not. I might at some point pull them aside and be like, yo, like, don't disrespect me.
Exactly.
Like, you need to make these people respect me too. Like, don't do that to me. So, and I've had to do that before with some of my male colleagues. You know what I mean?
That's the hardest too. You're saying with them every day, and they're, you know,
and I've had to pull up some of my male, you know, colleagues. Like, don't do that. Like, if I'm in a room with you, and in the room there's other people, and you see that they're not showing me the respect I deserve, then like stand up for you. Yeah, exactly. I'm not saying to be rude, you know what I mean, to whoever it is, but like if you see me talking, then don't talk over me. You know what I mean? And that is also part of some of the things that I think a lot of women face, because I mean, like, I remember with the Breakfast Club when Angela Yee was on, that was something a lot of people used to say. The guys would always talk over her. When it came to Ebro, you know, Laura Stiles, the guys would always talk over her. So it's, unfortunately, it's something that I think a lot of women end up facing when you're in this industry. Like, you get overshadowed, you know, you get talked over, and it's like, that's why I'm like, sometimes you just have to be loud. You have to demand that your voice is heard, even if you are looked at as a bitch, or even if you are looked at as rude.
That's your insecurity, sir. Let me be a bitch.
And that's with any industry too. You know, I know that's with any industry you come in contact with. Exactly.
Today's episode of Dynasty Queens is brought to you by Drip Top, the newest, hottest trend in fashion. You guys, if you love fashion, being a trendsetter, looking your best, you can have it all in the palm of your hand. This Drip Top app is what it's about. Fresh trends in fashion. Please believe me, we know what's up. Whether you're into streetwear, you know, the chic style, it doesn't matter. You could be going out on night of the town. We got you. Make sure you check us out. Browse this app. It's at just a drop and click of the tap of the screen. Let's roll. Drip Top.
And you know, the best part of it too is, it's not just about discovering new fashion. It's about the community. It's a full-on community. So you can follow your favorite content creators. You can get tips and tricks to your fashion, whatever you want to do. And on top of that, you know, you can level up your style.
Right.
You know, it's a great thing. So y'all go ahead and download the Drip Top app. You can get it on Google Play and the App Store, Apple Store. And go ahead and look it up. It's Drip Top. DRIPTOCK, and level up your style today. Also, go ahead and visit the website at www.driptop.com, or you can go ahead and scan the QR code right here on our screen. Y'all, don't forget, stay bold, stay fresh, and stay all together with Drip Top.
Now, I know you do fill in at different, you know, in different cities and everything. So I want to know the just the dialogue and everything. So, which city is the best one that you filled in for, and which one is the worst that you've had issues with people?
No, see, the thing is that is a hard question to ask, right? Because even though I am in a lot of cities, I unfortunately don't get to interact with like the people in that city all the time.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean? So I'm recording from here, or well, I mean, you know, we have the luxury of technology now, so I just need a computer and and I could go anywhere and record. But I not all the cities that I record in or for do I get to actually interact with the people.
Gotcha.
But I mean, I'm on in Houston. I've been to Houston before. I love Houston. I feel like I need to actually take a trip soon again because it's been a while.
Well, come on through, girl. Right. Come on now.
Yeah, I'm on in Detroit. I'm on in, I do a morning show in Raleigh, North Carolina. I'm on in Norfolk. So like I'm in a bunch of cities.
Gotcha.
Got you.
And then I wanted to know too, I know you were doing the 6 a.m. show. Walk us through that whole process, because I don't know, what time did you have to get up? What time do you have to be at the radio station? How long are you there for? What is the, like, walk us through that.
So I would set my alarm for 4:45.
Okay, that's not bad.
And I would have to be at work by 6, you know, around there. And show ends at 10. But because I do other shows, I don't leave at 10. So I just switch studios, go into another studio, and start recording my other show. So I do 4 shows daily.
Oh, wow.
Right? So I do my show in Houston. I do my morning show in Raleigh. I do my show here. And then I do a syndicated show for the classic hip hop format. And then if I have to fill in, I do all fill in however I need to.
How long is your day since you're doing 4 different shows?
It depends on what I'm talking about in the show, how much I'm putting into it. Is it an interview that I got to edit? Like, it depends on all that. But I mean, my goal when I was doing the morning show, my goal was to try to be out by like 2:30.
Okay.
And that was doable maybe Monday through Wednesday.
Okay.
Thursday, it got a little bit longer. And then Friday, I'm literally there 12 hours.
Oh, wow.
Easy.
Right. Got
Easy.
you.
Because I have so many other shows that I have to record for the weekend.
Right.
Now, what about the kids? I know you're a mom. Are you the mom celebrity in the mom group, or what's going on with that? I want to.
That is hilarious. I don't think so. I mean, the thing is like my friends know what I do.
Yeah.
So if I guess if I'm out, they brag on me a little bit. But if we're just together, I'm just me. She's just, you know what I mean?
Yeah, that makes sense. Is there an interview that you have not yet had and you want that person in front of you?
Oh, so there is an interview that I've done on the phone.
Okay.
But I've not had her in person.
Who was that?
Alicia Keys.
Oh.
As I will adore her. She is quite literally my favorite artist.
Yeah.
Oh, and Rihanna. I would love Rihanna.
Rihanna. Oh, yeah.
Rihanna, it seems like she only does like magazine interviews and things like that.
Yeah.
But I would love Rihanna. But yeah, Alicia Keys, I absolutely adore her. So I've never, I haven't had a chance to interview her in person.
Over
but
the
that's
phone is
definitely
cool.
number one.
That is really cool. That is really
Definitely.
cool.
And it makes sense that she can wake up at 4:45 and roll in at 6 because it's radio.
Exactly.
She don't have to worry about her Exactly. Your coin. Come as you are, for sure.
Yeah, right.
See, I want you to share with the viewers where they can find you as far as like social media, YouTube or anything, or actually some of your, most popular shows or syndicated platforms.
Well, I mean, I'm on middays now in Philly at Power 99, on Power 99. So at Roxy Romeo is my Instagram, RoxyRomeo. I also do, like I said, mornings in Raleigh, North Carolina on 95.3. I do late nights in Houston on 93.7 The Beat. And then if you go on the iHeartRadio app, you can actually pull up specific formats. So I do classic hip hop, I do mainstream hip hop, I do urban AC.
Yeah.
And I'm on literally, you can find me on any of those formats at any point during the day.
Yeah.
I love that so much.
I got a fun little question. You've got all this hip hop going. What is your go-to song that I know you be just jamming to while you're
Oh my gosh. So I have we're talking about favorite hip hop songs.
Yeah.
I love Nas and Lauryn Hill. If I Rule the World. My phone is ringing here. I love Nas and Lauryn Hill. If I Rule the World. I love Lost Boys Renee.
Okay.
I'm like all old school. I'm like
I love it.
I love Ghostface Killer. Oh my God, how do you say it? Cherchez La Ghost. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Okay. I can't remember how to say it. I Met the Man and Jonelle, Round and Round.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's some classic.
You know what I'm saying? Right, say it, old school. If I go newer, newer, I love, and it's not new. It's not new.
Right. It ain't no. That's how we are. Right? They were.
Love Nicki and Drake, Moment for Life.
Oh yes.
Yes.
I was listening to that the other day during my workout on the Stairmaster.
Yes.
But I do have to give it to some of the younger ones, like Zeddy Will, Twerking with Your Friends.
Okay.
So catchy. Like, you cannot, that is a bop. You cannot not like that song.
Right. I feel that. I like that.
I can see her just have a little playlist on, and we're gonna take a break and just like get down,
Is there a song that you actually had to play, like in rotation? You were like, you know what? This is some trash.
Yes. Many.
Many, right? Okay.
Many. So I don't know if it's like when you become a mom, certain things, it's like, come on now. There is a song, oh my God, I cannot remember what his name is, but the song is about giving head.
Oh, Lord. Here we go.
Oh Lord.
And it was a huge song. And he would throw baby.
Oh,
yes.
baby. What's the artist's name?
I cannot remember.
Is he the one with the
baby?
baby? I think he was. Well,
But yes, that song, I was like, are we really playing this on the radio?
Yeah.
Like, even the clean version is terrible.
yeah. I remember that song. That was like
Yes.
post-pandemic.
Mm-hmm.
All these,
You know
what?
terrible.
Right after the pandemic, it was a lot of really raunchy music. It was
Yeah.
Throw Baby, WAP. If you think
Oh,
about
yeah.
it, it was a lot of like people.
And they were how sexy that song, the
Oh yeah.
Booty Hole Brown.
Oh, yeah.
You know what it was? People were
Yeah.
in the house during COVID, and they was just hopping like
Look,
bunnies. Oh my
Riley
God.
said, my booty hole brown. I said, no.
That's her. That's her daughter.
YouTube?
Her hero. She's like
YouTube kids, we not doing this today, ma'am. No, ma'am. That's what I
I'm
come out.
like so thankful that my daughter is so young,
Mhm.
right? I'm just like, oh my God, I would die.
Right.
Like,
Like singing some stuff like that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I'm just like, what is gonna be playing when she gets of age to listen
Girl,
to
who
music?
knows?
I'm like, oh my God, please let it get better.
Who knows?
Listen, it's
bad.
bad. There's you've probably heard of your mom, Miles. Have you heard of Miles?
No.
Oh, duh. I'm just
She's like, don't
preparing
even.
you.
What is that?
I prefer Throat Baby to Miles. Let's just say that. It is him like he literally
Wait, is
that's
that the
all he
name of
does.
the artist?
His name is Miles.
Okay.
And he literally just makes sound effects and my thing looks like literally he makes sound effects when he's rapping. It's awful.
Okay.
What age group is this Carson?
Like I guess 8 through 18.
No, but how old is the artist?
I don't know. I don't know how
girl.
he's a big thing.
But you know a movie that
Friends.
predicted this? One of my favorite movies is Brown Sugar.
Mhm.
And they predicted, and your girl Angie's in that movie, Queen Latifah, that's one of my classics. But they have the rappers that are like just trash. And what's the guy? Sanaa Lathan's love interest? What's his name? Tay Higgs. He was like, we're signing, really? And the programs are just like, yeah, this is a new thing. Had you had conversations with program directors like, what are we doing here?
Yes, absolutely. I mean, but the thing is radio is a business.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And at the end of the day, it's a business.
Yeah.
So the reality is that even the program directors don't necessarily like all the music that's getting played. But you know what I mean? If that is what people are listening to, that's what's trending, what's streaming, it's number one on iTunes, number one on this, then that's what we play because we play the hits. That's what radio is. We play the hits.
And it's a totally different day, like she was saying earlier. Because I feel like the days of like when Aaliyah came out, she was young, or even Criss Cross or a group like that. You really had to have some talent. You know?
Exactly.
Something going for you. Play instrument or rap or sing, or can you
something.
break dance? What can you?
Yeah, exactly.
And nowadays it's just like
they have anybody on the radio now.
anybody.
On the radio. Yes.
Yeah. So who's like a hot popping trending young artist right now that you're like, they got next? You feel they have the charisma, they have the talent, they have the correct backing, and you're like, okay.
I mean, I'm going to be honest, I don't know all of them, but I mean, really right now, I feel like Zeddy Will is like in charge.
Yeah.
I really do think he's like in charge right now.
Yeah.
He's
It's
come
a trend on some.
he's come out with a few hits.
Yeah.
sure.
Honestly, if your song could become a pop in TikTok, then you kind of have your foot in the door automatically. It's like,
But the thing is can you keep it?
yeah. Are you going to be one hit
Have
wonder?
longevity. Do you actually have the talent to keep it
Yeah.
going, or are you a one-hit wonder?
Like a designer or somebody?
A designer.
We would call people out. We don't.
Now, I did want to ask you, I know we talked about Mary J. Blige. Have there been any artists that you've interviewed that were just really pivotal for you that are no longer with us?
Oh, good question, girl.
Did I interview anybody that has passed? I mean, I interviewed, but this person was already old.
Okay.
I mean, an older person.
Yeah.
I don't know if you remember, if you know who Mtume is.
Yeah.
Mtume is who is behind Juicy Fruit.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
So I had the honor of interviewing him, and he has sadly passed away. XXX.
Oh,
wow. Okay.
All right. That's a big one.
That's a huge one.
Yeah.
Yeah, XXX. Oh my gosh, I'm trying to think if there's any more.
And he was a baby when he died.
Yeah.
So young.
Yeah. That is all I can think of right now. That's all I can think of right now.
Yeah.
It's still huge.
But
Wow.
still.
Yeah.
So if you don't mind me asking, like, what time frame before his passing did that interview take place?
It was a few years.
Okay.
It was a few years. It wasn't right before.
Okay,
Okay.
got you.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Now, as far as with like COVID happened and everything, how was that era of your career during COVID? Tell us about that.
So I moved to Philly a year before COVID.
Okay.
And I was not married. I had no kids. I was single. So for the first year that I was in Philly, I was outside. Like outside. Okay. And then COVID hit.
Mm-hmm.
And so it was like 4 years, right?
Yeah.
Roughly that COVID had everything shut down.
Yeah.
So I met my husband just prior to COVID.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And so we had a long distance relationship because he lived in Trinidad. Right. And so I met him during Carnival in Trinidad.
That's long distance. That's international.
Yes.
It is international. And for sure, I really did not think it was going to go anywhere.
Flinging right now.
But we did the long distancing for about 9 months.
Oh, wow.
Or so. And then he proposed.
Whoa.
And then he moved here. He proposed on Boxing Day, the day after Christmas.
Yeah.
And then he moved here January 1st.
Wow.
And then I found out I was pregnant April.
Oh, wow.
Life
Love
changed
it.
very quickly. So I was outside for a year. And then I was locked down for 4 years from COVID. And now I'm still locked down because I got these kids. Y'all got two.
I got two. I love that though.
That's cute. I love that.
That's a really interesting story.
It is.
Because you don't hear about stuff like that often.
I don't think we've ever talked about COVID love. Like,
COVID love. We talk about COVID babies.
COVID babies.
But
Both of mine are COVID babies.
babies
in the house,
humping
like rabbits. I love it. You're such a fun.
yes.
And she's sharing all the tea too.
For sure.
So I have to ask. I know that you have you've worked with iHeartRadio and stuff like that. So just being transparent with the audience, what is it like when you're under an umbrella, in a marketplace, and you want to keep and maintain your voice? What's the balancing act? Do you have like any say over like?
Oh, meaning in terms of what I want to talk about?
Yeah.
Okay.
Where's the common ground with that, with your topics?
So, like I said, Philly is a little loose.
Yeah,
right?
uh-huh.
It's looser than a lot of cities.
Mm-hmm.
Because there are things that we can easily talk about here. Like, and I told you I do a morning show in Raleigh.
Yeah.
And I've been reprimanded.
That seems like a city Raleigh, a little
Or can having the same conversations.
Ooh, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Because it's not as loose.
Right.
The only thing is, the only thing that I have to just keep in mind is that people listen to me from all walks of life.
Right.
Right?
Sure.
I mean, and even when you talk about on a political level, Democrats listen, Republicans listen, Independents listen. And so I can have my opinions about things,
Right.
but I can't be belligerent or disrespectful about it.
Gotcha.
To where it seems like I'm completely disrespecting the other side.
Yeah.
And I mean, people have definitely emailed in, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
About, I had somebody email me the other day telling me they were going to stop listening to me
Oh, wow.
because they didn't like my opinion. And I'm like, I'm sorry.
It's random speaking.
Exactly.
I'm not being disrespectful towards anybody, and I'm not putting anything out as if it's factual when it's not.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm giving my opinion on whatever it could possibly be. I tried to be respectful about it, but at the same time, still, where I stand.
Exactly.
Exactly.
I think that's a great median to be because a lot of these stations, they do spread propaganda,
Yeah.
more like talk radio or even sometime morning shows and stuff.
Yeah, of
They'll spread
course.
propaganda. So
Of course.
I think in journalism, you're supposed to take an oath of kind of being neutral.
Yeah, be non-biased about things.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I feel like that is only for news, for stations,
Yeah.
The caveat with radio, it's a little more spicy.
That.
Well, I say it's radio. I think it's podcast
for sure.
You know what I mean? And I think it's even, I think it's TV too,
Yeah.
depending on the show. I think for like actual news stations, like hardcore news, you know, Fox, even though we know Fox leans Republican, we know CNN leans Democrat, you know, but when they're delivering their stories, they're not opinionated about it. You still know exactly. Right. You know what I mean? But yeah, aside from them, I think like
It's kind of open to whatever you want to do.
And I respect that because, you know, with media, you know, you can't really believe everything you hear on media and everything. So you being authentic to yourself, you know, keep doing you, girl. Really, though, because a lot of people, they're too scared to just, you know, be like, oh, yeah, I agree with that. Like, oh, what are they going to think of me? I feel like people are so hypersensitized to everything nowadays.
Yeah, about people's
You know,
opinion.
exactly.
Just be yourself.
Exactly.
At the end of the day, I think that's some really good advice.
Exactly.
What are some words you have for women? Because the cool thing, remember she was talking earlier about having to be loud in the room. The cool thing about our platform, guys, is we only interview women. You can be as loud as you want. Okay? Loud as you want.
That.
So what is some words of advice you give to a young lady that's looking at getting into radio, media?
Mm-hmm.
What are some things, like some ground rules that you have to set, and maybe just an attitude to have when you walk into them studios with those men?
So from experience, number one, I would say do not be a complainer.
Okay.
Nobody likes a complainer. I try to be as easy to work with as I possibly can.
Okay.
I'm not saying I'm a doormat, but I try to be as easy to work with as I can because I want people to have a good experience and you know, say positive things about me even when I'm not in the room. You know what I mean? So I try to be easy. I try to be accommodating, you know, and make their lives a little easier. I'll give them a real that it's not an easy industry.
Yeah.
It's not. Radio is a shrinking industry. You know what I mean? It's not as big as it used to be because before you would have a live person on every single shift, every single city. It's just not the case anymore.
Right.
You know, now you have one person in a city that is doing middays on 7 stations.
Right.
You know what I mean? And so that's 6 people that don't have a job.
Yeah.
You know, so it's the nature of the beast. It's unfortunate, but it is what it is. Right. So it's a shrinking market. But if you really want this and you really have a passion, it can happen, right? And I think probably the biggest thing is network your ass off.
Yeah.
Network your ass off.
Okay.
Who you know goes a long way. You know what I mean? You need to have the work ethic and, you know, and the good attitude, the right attitude to go along with those things.
Yeah.
But if you know the right people, that'll help you get in rooms that you might not have gotten in before.
That part.
Very true.
I do want to ask a more techie question as far as like the future and everything. Where do you think, as being a radio personality, where do you think AI is going to go as far as with radio personalities and career wise?
You know what? I feel like it's inevitable for me. Like I feel like almost it's inevitable that it probably could take over radio slots, but I still feel like AI is not good enough to replace human beings, right? Because I don't know. Like I haven't played around with AI like that, so I don't fully know exactly how the personality works when it comes to AI. But I do know that there were a couple stations that have tried using AI. And I know at least one ended up going back to a live person because it did not do well. Right? And shout out to iHeartRadio because they put out this guaranteed human slogan now where they will not use any AI for their talent and they will not play any AI artists.
Gosh, that's great.
Yeah. So I appreciate iHeart for sticking by real people. I don't know if you know what it looks like for other radio companies, but AI is scary. AI is super scary. And the thing is, it's like I was so against it like months ago, and I don't love it right now. But I also understand that it's not going anywhere. You know what I mean? Exactly. And so it can make life easier. You know what I mean? I've used ChatGPT to create native databases and all, and spreadsheets, and I'm like, this would have taken me 3 hours. Like, ChatGPT did it in 5 seconds. So, I get that there's like a lot of benefits, right?
Right.
I hope that AI doesn't replace real live human beings on the radio. I hope they don't replace real live human beings on TV. I hope they don't replace real live artists.
Yeah.
I hope they don't replace real live podcasters. You know what I mean? Never. Hopefully, but at least for a very long time.
I was telling you, I saw a podcast with some dogs talking about going on dates and stuff. And they have like 100,000 subscribers and stuff, and big old
dogs.
AI dogs.
AI dogs.
But I feel like at the end of the day, the same reasons people still go to the movie theater and we have streaming sites.
Yeah.
Radio is a nostalgia thing. So it needs that human touch. It always needs a human touch. And I feel the listeners agree.
Mm-hmm.
You need a live person.
Absolutely.
Because the AI, they're lacking a soul. Give me advice, but you don't have a soul.
You ain't real.
You're not real. I'll use you for spreadsheets and stuff, but
goodness.
We need a Roxy in the building, man.
You literally.
Yes. Look, she's like, yeah,
absolutely.
Duplicate. Right. But it's an integration thing, I really think, so there's some positive things about AI, but at the same time,
there are.
No, but I love what you said with the iHeart thing, they guarantee,
guarantee human.
Mm-hmm. That's amazing.
Yeah.
So
guaranteed. I definitely appreciate that.
I definitely appreciate that.
Oh, yeah. So, since the industry is, it's so rare to have a slot like you do, what are you doing to stay relevant in the game?
What am I doing to stay relevant? I really put a lot into my show, right?
Yeah.
So I do my celebrity gossip segment. I do my news segment. Giveaway tickets. I try to make it fun, so it's just not the normal call in and be calling every night.
Right, exactly.
You know what I mean? I'm constantly playing the listeners on the radio. Like every call I get, I play it back because I want people to know that like real people are calling in.
Right.
And they can, and a lot of people love hearing themselves on the radio. And then, and social media, like I said, it's just another layer of just being connected to like your audience.
Do you go live a lot?
I don't go live that often.
You do?
Okay. I don't. I do need to do that much, much more.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's fun.
Very
I remember
fun.
like just the nostalgia. I remember KRBE in Houston used to call all the time, get like Backstreet Boys tickets and stuff.
girl.
And
Oh, man.
I'm like, these people probably said to me.
And that's another thing. Like that is a bit winning tickets. Like we are living in a time where everything is expensive.
Yes.
Like the economy is crazy, inflation is real. And so a lot of people don't have that extra money to go to a concert to see their favorite artist.
Right.
And when you look at prices that some of these tickets are, it's crazy.
It is.
Right. So so us giving tickets away, it's a big deal because it's like other than that, they might not be able to afford to go.
Yeah, very true.
Now, what would you say out of all the artists that you've given tickets away to, which one had like the most volumes and calls to try to get those free tickets?
I would say like a Beyonce, huh?
That's what I was thinking too.
Or maybe not.
Beyonce does not normally give tickets away.
Oh, that's the thing. She don't get tickets.
You don't really get tickets for Beyonce.
So I sure did pay for them expensive ones. Take my mama to the experience list.
That's right. I know that's right. I'm trying to think. It's hard to say only because the lines light up.
Yeah.
So they stay lit up until we find somebody. Like we just gave tickets away for Rod Wave. Rod Wave was sold out.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? And so people would jump hurdles to get tickets for Rod Wave. I know we are going to be giving tickets away, and I know people are going to be going crazy for them. Bruno Mars.
Oh yeah.
He just announced that he's going on tour. So yeah, most there's always a audience for each artist. You know what I mean? So there's always going to be a ton of people that want them.
Oh yeah,
Right.
for sure.
NBA YoungBoy, when he was here, I was about to say,
They live.
oh my God, I had people like my people, like who's Roxy, and you can get me tickets. I can't, like the nosebleed section for NBA YoungBoy was like $250.
Man,
The nosebleeds. So I know how much the floor was.
Oh my goodness, that's wild.
Wow.
Just so many great things that you've shared
Yes.
with the audience. So, you know, you really have. Because you have longevity in the game.
Yes.
You got legacy. You got a platform and a name. So we definitely appreciate you for stopping by.
Absolutely.
You know, our little show.
Yeah, had a little tea shop and stuff.
It's always interesting when I'm on this side because, you know, I'm normally the warrior. They have the questions.
Yeah.
So appreciate you, ladies.
You've been having fun.
Yes, I have.
It's been a vibe. Good. Love it.
Yes.
So make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe. If you have any questions for Roxy, make sure you drop them here.
Yes.
We love to interact with you guys. So
Yes.
good stuff.
Yes. And in closing, I'm Pamela Nicole, and I've got my gorgeous co-host,
NiaJ,
and this has been
Dynasty
Queens.
Queens.